So guys, let us see what is forest. We have already discussed tree. Okay. In tree, you will have the parent domain, then you will have child domain, then you will have grandchild domain. So this is the example of tree. Let us try to understand what is forest. Forest is a set of multiple trees. So you will have multiple trees. Okay, you can see we have one tree here and we have one more tree, and it is a combination of multiple trees. So it is a set of multiple domain trees within a single forest, but do not form the contiguous space. Let us try to understand what is the meaning do not form the contiguous space. So let us say our requirement is to create a new separate domain. You have a new branch. Okay, let us say the new branch is in Chennai, and you want to create a separate domain for Chennai, and the branch is www. You want to create the domain www.mysql.com, but it should not be a part of ms.com. Okay, you want to create a domain, but it should not be a contiguous name. It should not be like this, mysql.ms.com. We need a separate domain like this, www.mysql.com. Okay, so our requirement is to create a new separate domain, www.mysql.com, but should be a part of ms.com. Okay, it should be a part of ms.com, but it should not be under ms.com. Okay, it should be a separate name. So it should be a part of ms.com, and it is called as NDEF, new domain tree in existing forest. It means it is working ms.com, but it is not following its name. Okay, new domain tree in existing forest. It is this mysql.com. It is called as NDEF, and it is not a child domain of ms.com. It is a part of ms.com. It is not following the ms.com name. Okay, and it is not a child domain. So although trees in a forest don't share the namespace, so it is not sharing the namespace. A forest will have a single root domain called a forest root domain. So it is not following the ms.com, but the complete forest will have only one forest root domain. And this is the forest root domain, ms.com. This is the first domain controller in our network. So it will be called as forest root domain. We have only one single root domain, and that is called as forest root domain. And guys, the forest root domain, okay, this is the forest root domain, has two predefined groups in Active Directory. These are the two groups, enterprise admin and schema admin. Okay, these groups will be there only in the forest root domain, and in our case the forest root domain is ms.com. Let us verify enterprise admin and schema admin groups. We'll go to ms.com. We'll go to tools, Active Directory users and computers, and you will see those two groups, enterprise admin and schema admins. So these two groups will be there in the root forest domain, forest root domain. And this forest root domain is the first domain created in the forest. So, okay, this is the first domain which is created in the forest, and it is called as forest root domain. And we can create policies from root domain for other domains. So in this example, we have ms.com and the child domains are mcst.ms.com, seo.mcst.ms.com, and we have ndef domain, okay, mysql.com. Under this mysql.com, you can create the child domain sales.mysql.com. Okay, so from this forest root domain, we can create the policies for other domains. Okay, so we can create subdomain like sales.mssql.com under sql.com, mysql.com. So guys, here we have two trees. It is tree 1 and mysql.com, sales.mysql.com. They are forming the other tree here. It is tree 2, and the collection of trees is called a forest. Okay, the link is there between ms.com and mysql.com, and collection of trees is called as forest. So guys, in this example, we have 5 domains. Okay, 1 ms.com, mcsc.ms.com, seo.mcsc.ms.com, 3, and the 4th domain is mysql.com, and 5th domain is sales.mysql.com. So we have 5 domains and we have 2 trees, tree 1, tree 2, and 1 forest. Okay, combination of trees is called as forest, and forest root domain is ms.com. This is the forest root domain. Let us move forward, and our requirement is to create an new domain tree in existing forest by the name mysql.com. Okay, so this is our tree here, and we need to create ndef now by the name mysql.com. So it is not going to follow the name of our main domain. It is a separate domain, but it will be the part of our domain. It is like the example of this ndef, you can say we have microsoft.com. Okay, and we have skype.com. Okay, so this microsoft.com is the parent domain, and skype.com, you can say it is ndf. It is not following the name of the parent domain, but it is they belong to the same company. So again, we need to create a virtual machine for ndef. Okay, then we need to install the Windows Server operating system and VM tools. Then we'll configure the IP address. So we'll configure the IP address 10.0.0.20, or you can configure 10.0.0.11. We'll go with 10.0.0.20. Let us go with 20. Okay, but it should be the part of same network. Okay, and the PDNS will be same 10.0.0.20, and ADNS will be 10.0.0.1. And we need to join the server to the domain. After joining the server, we need to select this option. So we will install the ADDS, then we will promote the server to DC. So you will select the second option. Under the second option, add a new domain to existing forest. Under this option, you will select tree domain. Okay, then we'll verify the domain should be mysql.com, and the net accounts, it should be primary. Okay, and we'll create the username and password. We'll create a user account in ndf. Okay, so we have already created one server. We have already created one virtual machine. We have installed the operating system. Okay, this is server 4, and we have created this virtual machine for NDA for mysql.com. We have installed the operating system as well, and we have installed VM tools as well. Let us verify, okay, whether it is installed or not. If it is not installed, we'll install it. But the operating system is installed. So let us shut down this MCSC server. We don't need this server now.
Sir, can we create the NDEF and this MCSE child domain servers backup in a same system, in a single system,
No. We
separate system?
need a separate system. It can be a separate virtual machine or it can be a separate physical server.
Okay,
Okay. So guys,
thank you.
we have only the operating system is installed. Okay, let us log on. SP123 installer. $. Let us log on to this server and we'll install the VM tools. So how to install the VM tools? You will go to VM, install VM tools. So VM tools, it will install the drivers. Okay. Let us set up the icons as well. Settings. We'll go to personalization. Themes. Desktop icon settings. Set up the icons. Close it. Close everything. First, we'll install the VM tools. And meantime, we'll change the server name. You will right click on this PC, properties. You can rename the PC from here. We'll give server port, the name of the server. Next. And we'll start Raider because VM tools are getting installed. So we'll wait for VM tools to be installed. So VMware tools are installed. We'll click finish. Then we'll restart the computer. Then we'll configure the IP address. Then we'll install ADDS. We'll join the domain. We need to join the server to the domain. Then we'll install ADDS. So what is the IP address we had decided? 10.0.0.20. Let us configure the IP address. We'll wait for a few seconds. We'll go to the network adapter properties, IP version 4, 10.0.0.20. And what should be the Preferred DNS,
Same.
Same.
MSI bit.
10.0.0.20. And ADNS,
DNS should be domain controller.
10.0.0.1, correct?
Yes.
Very good. So we have configured the IP address. Guys, please help me out to join the domain. How to join the domain? Anyone?
Right click on this PC
Very good. Then
and properties.
properties. Then
Then advanced system setting.
advanced system settings. Very good. Then
Computer name.
computer name,
Change
change settings. Very good.
domain names.
Domain. Very good. Then ms.com. Okay, whatever the domain name we need to provide here, ms.com. We need to provide the ms.com administrator username password. Okay, so @ms.com, the password is 123. Then we'll click OK. So welcome to the ms.com domain, which means it has joined the domain. We'll click OK. It required restart. We'll close it and we'll restart. Then we'll install the ADDS. Let us log into the server. We'll wait for a few seconds, then we'll install ADDS. So guys, how to install ADDS?
Roles and features.
Add roles and features, very good. Then we'll click next,
Yes.
next. The IP address is correct. Server name is
Yes.
also correct. We'll click next. Then here,
Here we need to select Active Directory domain services.
okay, Active Directory domain services. Then
Add feature.
add
Feature.
features. Then
Next.
next, next, next. Then
We need to
install.
yeah.
Okay, it is not a mandatory. Okay.
Okay.
It is installed now. We'll close it. What should we do now? What should be our next step?
We need to click on the notification
Okay, notification.
and promote this server to the domain controller.
Very good. Promote this server to a domain controller. And which option we should select now?
We need to select on the second option.
Very good. What is this first option or third option?
That is for the new forest.
Very good. What is this first option?
That is for the ADS.
Very good. ADC. And the
ADC.
second option? Here we are not creating a child domain, correct?
Yes. Yes. We need to select the tree domain.
Tree domain. And the forest name is
The
ms.com.
same
And
only.
new domain name?
NDEF.
mysql.com.
MySQL.
mysql.com. Then we'll click next.
Yes.
Again, we need to provide the
Provide the
credentials.
credentials.
Then we'll click OK. We'll click next. Could not log on to domain as with the specified credential supply. Okay, what is the problem? We'll try to troubleshoot this issue. Okay, servers, domain controllers are available. Promote this server to domain controller. New domain,
Yes. SQL.
mysql.com. Then we'll click next. Okay, here we need to change the credentials. Guys, spelling is correct. Administrator. Okay,
Yes.
let us click OK and click next. Okay, so we'll wait for a few seconds. All right, it was giving that error unnecessarily. Now we'll provide DSRM password. Then we'll click next. A delegation for this DNS server cannot be created. So it required DNS, so we'll click next. And the NetBIOS domain name will be mysql without extension. Then we'll click next. We'll click next. Next. Okay, so all the prerequisite checks passed successfully. We'll install it. Okay, let us log on to this server and we'll do the verification. We'll wait for few seconds. Okay, let us verify the domain name first. If you see, the domain name is mysql.com, and we'll go to command prompt. Net accounts. So it is the primary domain controller. It is not the backup domain controller. So if it is not a backup, means it is a primary domain controller. And we'll create one username. We'll go to Active Directory users and computers. You can see the domain is mysql.com. Users. Under this user, we'll create MySQL user. Then we'll click next. Password never expires. Then we'll click next. Finish. User is created. So this is how you will create the NDF. Okay guys, any doubt till here?